Let's move forward. What are your thoughts on this one? A woman alone in an elevator. Watch.
A woman alone in a building, 10 o'clock at night, on the 15th floor, is working late in the office, and now she's leaving the office to go home. She walks down the hall, pushes the elevator button, and the elevator opens up, and there's a man inside who causes her fear. Does not matter why. And what does she do? She says, oh, I don't want to be like that, I don't want to live like that, or I don't want to make him think that I'm not getting in the elevator because he's Hispanic or he's black or whatever the issue is. All of those ways in which we cross-examine our own feelings. And so she gets into a steel, soundproofed chamber with someone she's afraid of. And there's not another animal in nature that would even consider doing that. Not even the bravest predator would say, there's danger over there, let me go that way. And at the center of every kind of victimization I've ever seen is somebody who saw some signal, got some information, and denied it.
Somebody made a comment on the side, the world is changing. Absolutely, it's changing. That's why Margaret Ann and I decided to come out of retirement a third time and help you guys understand what's happening. Because knowledge is the key that unlocks all doors. Right now, folks, if you have any digits left over, you need to be turning those into coin of the realm in your possession. So we talked about another guy out there selling dory bars, and we understand what dory bars are. They're not marketable. Who are you going to sell them to? You're going to use a 1,000-ounce bar for what, folks? It was a very profitable thing for him to do to you, unfortunately, and what we need to do is try to right that wrong right now. So if any of you guys need some help, we have a number of TED heads out there that have moved away from that environment as well. And if you need some help, please reach out, and I'll put you in touch with somebody that's been through the rigmarole, the different data that you have to get, the papers you have to get signed. Apparently, there's an organization called Strata, then you get KEPM, and then you deal with Texas Precious Metals Depository, and then I think there's a fourth entity in there, and they all got to sign off on you being able to get your money back. What happens when silver shoots through the roof? $1,000 an ounce, $500 an ounce? Don't you think there'd be people sitting around where these vaults are? If they hadn't already been emptied. Because who owns the vaults? The banks do. Because the banks are the ones that lent the money. Possession's 9/10 of the law, just like I said earlier. If you lend somebody $100,000 to buy a house, would you then allow them to give you the deal by which they're going to repay you your $100,000? What you've done is you've turned your money, there's one case that shared you $900,000. As soon as they got the money, it's persona non grata, he's out of there. They made a $72,000 commission off. That's 8% of $900,000. Folks, it's not in the cards. What is in the cards for that is having big bucks to go out there and buy platforms out there. Like he just did a half-hour special on one of the big ones out there. So you know who they are. If you see the Good Doctor on any of these platforms, I think they're complicit. They certainly should be doing some research, find out where all these big dollars are coming from, because they know they're coming from subscribers. And I think people should be. I think podcasters should respect their subscribers. Think of them as a grazing yard. Okay, the sheep come in, and you guys are getting good information. And then what these guys do, they sell off hunting licenses. You know, they charge somebody to come on and hunt the pack. And then what they do is, you know, they take you out. And bottom line, folks, your purchasing power is becoming theirs. And what I encourage you to do is circle the wagons, make your purchasing power yours. If you need some help, please reach out to me. I'm a retired certified financial planner, certified estate planner. My team and I will help you any way we possibly can. Additionally, if you'd like to speak to somebody that's already been through the rigmarole, please reach out to us as well. I'm fully aware of what's been going on with the Good Doctor, and I decided to take up the cross against this guy when I received a phone call from an 80-year-old lady who was with her husband, who was 85. They had all the funds removed from their purview and is now in dory bars, 50 dory bars, 50,000 ounces in another state. That's where their wealth was. She called me up and said, is there any way you can get me $7,000 or $8,000? I have medical expenses. That's when I started taking up the cross. And I went, what in the world is going on with this Kirk Elliott thing? And that's when we started doing some investigation. I'm out here carrying the cross for you guys. I'm the one taking the risk, not you. So just in, $1 trillion promised investment from Saudi Arabia. The White House is now saying Qatar has committed $1.2 trillion. Woo! Big dollars. Breaking: President Trump stuns America by confirming the secured $1.2 trillion investment from Qatar. This is absolutely mind-blowing.
Breaking news. Trump didn't just lift sanctions on Syria. He fired a shot at every global institution that thought they still ran the world. No UN approval, no congressional vote, just one handshake, and 10 years of isolation vanished. For over a decade, Syria was locked out of the global economy. Now, Trump opened the gates with a single move. And this wasn't charity. It was calculated disruption. In return, Syria, backed by Gulf funding, is launching a new AI energy corridor. That corridor bypasses Chinese ports, redirects European oil flow, and places Washington, not Brussels or Beijing, back at the center of global infrastructure. Trump didn't send troops. He sent business plans. And for the American people, cheaper oil billions in defense contracts, one less endless war draining your wallet. But beyond politics, one thing is clear. Trump didn't wait to win back the White House to start acting like he owns the map. You might not like how he plays the game, but when was the last time foreign policy actually paid off for you?
Banks are sitting on $500 billion in unrealized losses, and stagflation could cause another Silicon Valley bank-like crisis. It's exactly what we've been calling for, folks. Hyper stagflation. Let's see if it actually happens. The largest bank in Australia appears to be failing, denying customers withdrawals. All he wanted was his cash. The bank said no. Watch this.
Look at this. Like a rainbow man. Oh shit. That's the best. Oh. Look at these pigs. I went to get my money and I get that money.
Warren Buffett, we all thought he was just the smartest guy out there. I think he was the poster child for the casino. The Illuminati sleeper cell corruption within the United States. Depopulation is a key plan for the very rich, and also chaos buffer for prosecution. Warren Buffett gave $3 billion to promote abortions all over the world right after Obama's first official act was to open the gates of taxpayer support for abortions worldwide. Obama kicked in $50 million. Debt agents of the Foreign Federal Reserve, timeline of Reid and Obama's obtuse shutdown, blackmailing of U.S. retirements and healthcare needs. All right.
Hey, I like what Governor DeSantis is saying here. What do you think?
Level ongoing tax base.
No, you should own your property free and clear. I think to say that someone that's been in their house for 35 years just has to keep ponying up money, that is not. You don't own your home if that's the case. So yes, of course, I'd like to see people be able to owe free and clear. And it's interesting because it's like if I go to Best Buy and buy a flat screen TV and put it on the wall, I got to pay a sales tax on it, right? But I don't keep paying tax on it every year. I mean, it's just that's not how we do things. It's like, okay, if you're going to tax something, you tax it at the transaction and then let people actually enjoy their private property free and clear of the government. So that, I think, is the vision. That's the philosophical insight. The math just doesn't add up. And I think that's why people want relief.